as y'all know, class, for the past couple of weeks, we've watched a film and we've read a book. So today's lesson, we're going to go ahead and compare and contrast. And it's going to be based off of that actual book and that actual film that we did over the past couple of weeks. So to get started, who can tell me what compare and contrast means?
Go.
Or what exactly do we do in a compare and contrast? What exactly is the point of a compare and contrast to begin with? Anybody? You.
Compare two things. Comparing two things.
And do we not try and find the similarities of the two things?
Yes.
All right, cool. So we got the book and the film that we're going to be comparing and contrasting today. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So to begin with, what is the name of the novel that we watched? That we read.
The Bluest Eye.
The Bluest Eye. The Blue is Eye. Nice. So next, what type of setting takes place in the novel of The Bluest Eye?
Setting.
Yeah, setting. Like what time of the year was it, or where did it take place? Which year exactly?
The place is Lorain, Ohio.
Lorain, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Lorain, Ohio, but when?
1941.
1941?
Yes, sir.
And so I'd assume like it's kind of like in the rural South, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can write rural South. All right, so let's get the characters in line. So to start off, what's one of the characters' names? Tell me one of the characters' names. We'll do about 3 in the novel.
Claudia. That's one of them, sir.
Claudia. All right. So about Claudia.
She's 9 years old.
9 years old. So she's pretty young, right?
Yes, sir.
She's 9 years old. What else? Give me a trait about Claudia. How is she? Any characteristics about her?
She's independent.
She's independent. In what sense?
That's just the way she is, sir. She's just independent.
She doesn't really depend on anybody. She can do things on her own. Right?
Basically,
That's
sir.
Kind of what you're saying there.
Yes.
All right. Next. Well, what about race? Where is she from? Is she white, Hispanic, African American, Japanese?
She's African American.
African American? All right, African American right here. Oh, kind of misspelled that. African American. All right, cool. So we got Claudia right here. Next character. What's another character that's in the novel, The Bluest Eye?
Pecola.
Pecola? So what about Pecola? What's her age?
She is 11 years old.
11 years old?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, can you tell me about Pecola? Hasn't she been through a lot?
Yes, she's been abused.
She's been abused by who exactly?
Father.
Her father? Yeah, her father. So what kind of trait would you give her then about her? Would she be independent, strong?
I would say strong and independent, but she really doesn't have nobody, sir.
Alright. So I guess we can go with what? Strong,
We can put strong.
independent. Independent. And she hasn't really had anybody in her life, right? Like her parents, they're always fighting, her mom's always gone.
She doesn't have nobody.
But her dad's raped her, hasn't she?
Yes, sir.
Hasn't he? All right, cool. So she's been through a lot, right? What race would Piccola be?
She's also African American, like Claudia.
Just like Claudia, right?
Just like Claudia.
Cool. African American. Alright, so that's kind of showing that the whole novel revolves around race, right? It kind of revolves around African American. It might have some culture behind it around the novel, correct?
Yes, sir.
So last one, last character, one more character that's in the novel.
Frida?
Frida. So how in relation is she to Claudia?
She's independent also, and she's almost the same age as well. She's 10 years old. She's 1 year older.
Okay, so she's 10. So her and Claudia are 10 and 9. They're only a year apart, right?
Yes.
But isn't Frida the sister of Claudia?
Yes.
They are, right?
Yes, sir.
So I guess since they're both independent, you can kind of infer or make the inference that maybe they help each other out, or maybe they're there for each other.
Definitely.
So 10 years old. She's independent as well. And I guess we're going to assume that she's African American as well, right? Claudia, since they're sisters.
Yes.
All right, cool. Last part of the difference of The Bluest Eye, we want to go over the theme. What is the main theme after reading the novel? What did you kind of conclude about the main idea? What do you think it was trying to revolve around? What do you think the theme was?
When I read the theme, or when I read the novel, I got that they were wanting to be white.
Right? So I guess we can say, well, who exactly wanted to be white in the novel? The one that suffered, right? The
Piccola.
one who went out through all the abuse, Piccola. Why does she want to be white? Somebody tell me why.
She just didn't want to. She didn't want to be black no more, sir. She wanted to have blue eyes, because she thought if she had blue eyes, like people will stop abusing her and making fun of her or being harassed.
Black people back then were abused. They were segregated. They went through prejudice, religious prejudice, things like that. So
yes.
She wanted to be white so she could fit in, right?
Definitely.
Blue eyes. She thought the blue eyes were gonna keep her from getting abused and things like that. So I guess what can we write for the theme, Abraham?
For the theme is wanting to be white, fit in.
Wanting to be white and fit in?
Yes.
All right, let's get down here and let's write theme. Wanting to fit in. And then we'll write a slash there. And being white. Alright, cool. So we got The Bluest Eye for now. Next, we're going to go ahead and go into the film that we recently saw. And what is the name of the film that we saw, Abraham?
The eyes were watching God.
The Eyes Were Watching God. So we'll go, the eyes were watching God. Nice.
Yeah.
So since we recently did The Bluest Eye, we're going to do the exact same thing we did for The Eyes Were Watching God, which is the film, right? We just saw it last week. So to get started, what type of setting, where does it take place, and the time it takes place in?
Florida.
Florida?
Yes.
Around what time?
1900s.
1900s. Alright, cool. So we got Florida, 1900s. So that's kind of the south, right? It's kind of not rural, but it's kind of towards like.
It's definitely down there.
Yeah, it's pretty down there. Alright, cool. We got the setting. So let's go over the characters, just like we did for the Bluest Eye characters. What do we got?
We got Janie.
Janie? And who is Janie? So for Janie, how would we describe Janie? Her role that she takes in the film.
She was outgoing.
Outgoing, what else?
She was independent.
Independent?
Also?
Just like Claudia and Nicola, right?
Yes, sir.
So she's outgoing. She's independent. And what else? How is she seen around her town? How is she seen around the people that she's interacting with or that she's around? Do they see her as pretty? Do they think she's ugly or what?
They think she's gorgeous, sir.
Gorgeous?
Beautiful.
I guess we can go with good looking, right?
Good looking. Yes, sir.
Good looking. So that's kind of the opposite of what Pecola, right? The main character in The Bluest Eye, that's kind of the opposite of what Pecola has cooked, right? So we're kind of seeing where this is going, correct?
Yes.
So she's seen as good looking. And what else? What's her age?
She is 17 years old.
17 years old? But we do know that through the novel it kind of changes, right? The ages kind of change. There's
Yes.
different stories being told at different times. So she's 17 years old. Alright, what else? What race is she?
She's African American.
African American?
Yes.
So just like the Bluest Eye, the main character is African American, correct?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Next, the theme. I'm sorry. We still need a couple more characters, right?
Yes.
So, one more character.
We have Joe Starks.
Joe Starks?
Yes, sir.
Who is Joe Starks, Abraham?
Joe Starks is. He was abusive, sir. He was controlling, ambitious,
Good.
and he wanted to be mayor.
So he wanted to be mayor, so he liked being in control, right? He liked being in control.
He'd like to be dominant.
Dominant. So we also learned in the film that he would abuse Jeannie after a while.
Yes, sir.
And so that means he could be like manipulator. If he wanted power, he wanted some control. He's kind of controlling, right?
Yes.
So what can we write for Joe Starks as one of his characteristics?
He was
what? Manipulative? Not manipulative. We can go with what?
very controlling, sir.
Controlling. Controlling. Ambitious. Did you say ambitious?
Yes.
Ambitious. And what else? I guess that's it, right? Controlling, ambitious. He wanted to be mayor, so he wanted to have power. What's his age? Isn't he a lot older than Janie?
A lot more older. He
Yeah.
was 40 years old
At the time,
to 70.
Yeah. All right. So as the film fluctuates, Joe goes from like 40 years old to 70 years old, stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So we'll go 40 years old to 70 years old throughout the film. Right?
Yes.
Cool. And we're gonna assume he's African American as well, right?
Yes.
African American.
Go.
So one more character, just like the Bluest Eye. We got 3 characters. We want 3 characters from the eyes we're watching about. One more character. What's another character?
We got the tea taker. Tea cake. Sorry.
Tea cake. It's kind of a weird name, right?
Yes.
So T. Spell that for me.
Is TEA
Oh, okay.
space cake.
Cake.
Yes. CAKE.
Birthday cake.
Yes.
All right. So tea cake. What about tea cake? What kind of role did he play in the actual film?
He's mutual to Janie.
What What else? Don't they get married at some point?
He's fun like me. Yeah, definitely.
So after Joe Starks was abusing her, was abusing Janie, didn't Janie end up going with Tea Cake and they found like a mutualistic
Yes.
relationship? So what can we say about Tea Cake?
He was fun, just like Janie.
Alright.
Caring.
Fun like Janie. I would have to write that. We'll go ahead and write caring. Alright, cool. And what's Tea Cake's age?
Tea Cake is 25 years old, sir.
25 years old. So it's kind of more in the range of 17 to Janie, right? Joe Starks is like 40 years old, way older than Janie.
Yes.
Alright, 25 years old. So we kind of get this feeling that maybe they're both kind of meant to be, or they find happiness together. Because, you know, Janie throughout the novel, she's trying to find happiness. She's with like, she's gone through like 3 different marriages, things like that. So Tea Cake is like, she kind of finally feels that she found happiness with him, right?
Yes.
So, alright, next, what kind of race, from what race is Tea Cake?
He's also African American, sir.
African American? Alright, cool. African American. And lastly, theme. What kind of theme did we get from The Eyes Were Watching God?
Power, manipulation, and woman independence.
Why would he say woman independence and manipulation?
Well, because Janie left Starks for Tea Cake, who was a much more caring person than Joe Starks was. Joe Starks was controlling and abusive.
So I guess you can say like you could show like the woman power in this film, right? Like you could infer that you get an independent vibe from Janie, like that she never gives up. She's always forward moving, right?
Yes, definitely.
So we can write, I guess. What can we write for the theme?
The thing we can write, woman independence.
Woman independence.
Yes.
All right, theme. Woman independence. All right, cool. Pause.
Go.
So, all right, now we got all the information we need for The Bluest Eye, and all the information we got for The Eyes Were Watching God. So now we're going to get into the compare and contrast section of our lesson. So we're going to start with the differences. What are the differences of the characters? What do you see that stands out from the characters?
They're all young.
They're all young. So yeah, right. They're like 9, 10, 11 years old on this side, on the bluest side. So I guess we can write what? That they're younger.
Younger.
Younger. And I guess here we can write
Older.
older, right? So younger, older. What else can we get from the differences of the two selections? Piccola wants to be white in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So she experiences like maybe racism or stuff like that. So she's abused. So I guess in this one we can write racist setting. So we're gonna go ahead and infer that in The Eyes Were Watching God we get more of like a friendlier setting.
Yes.
More for Janie. She doesn't experience that much racism.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's go ahead and go friendlier setting. Friendlier setting.
Go.
So now let's kind of compare the themes, the theme side of the stories. So the theme is wanting to fit in on the bluest eye, right? So let's go ahead and put wanting to fit in. So what can we get from wanting to fit in? Let's kind of elaborate on that. Piccola, she kind of wants to fit in because
She wanted to be white.
She's kind of, yeah, she thinks she's ugly. She wants to be white. So she kind of struggles with that sense, right? So appearance. So I guess we can say she doesn't like her appearance, right?
Yeah.
Piccola dislikes self-appearance. And for the theme on the Eyes Were Watching God, we can go woman independence. And we can go ahead and go, what? What about Janie? From woman independence, what would he get from there about Janie, the main character?
She has faith.
Janie has faith in what sense? Didn't she always? She's moved around different marriages, right? So she's been through a lot. She's been through different. She hasn't really found what she's looking for, right? So I guess we can say she's forward moving, right? She's always moving forward.
Definitely.
So forward moving. So that's kind of the difference we get from Janie and Piccola. Janie, she kind of likes her self-appearance. I mean, she's...
Go.
So I guess since we already got the differences, the main point differences that we can get from the selections, let's go ahead and go through similarities. Right in the middle, something we could find that's similar between the two selections. So what can we get from the two selections?
They both suffered?
They both suffered.
They both suffered alone, sir.
Both suffered. All right.
And
so I guess we can say they're strong-willed, they're independent.
Yes,
right?
And they're both African American.
African American, good. African American. What else can we get? Don't they both like desire something?
Yes, they
right?
both wanted to fit in.
Yeah, like they both kind of wanted to fit in. I guess we can say they're desireful, right?
Yes.
Desireful. Because they desire something. Janie desired to what? What did Janie desire?
She wanted to be free from damage.
Yeah, and she kind of wanted to be with the higher end people, right? She didn't want to be with commoners. She wanted to be treated, as high as possible.
Definitely.
Whereas, Piccola desired to, be treated, just right, like anybody else would, So I guess we can go desireful here. All right, cool. So, I guess what else? What about race? Huh?
They're both African American, sir.
Oh, we already got that. Oh,
yep.
Sorry. Alright guys, so for our next lesson, we just did compare and contrast. Our next lesson is going to be the role that race plays in The Bluest Eye. So somebody remind me, what race is Piccola?
African American.
Piccola. African American. She's like the main idea, the main character that revolves around the novel. We're gonna kind of revolve this lesson around her since race takes place in it. All right. So we got Piccola right here, and we're just gonna write some bullet points why we think race plays in The Bluest Eye. So let us begin. All right. So as we all know, she's African American. So what about Piccola? I guess we can say her race kind of takes a role in how she's treated.
Yes.
So treatment. So we can say race plays with treatment of the individual. Let's go with treatment. What else, Abraham?
They are.
Doesn't she want to be like seen as different?
Yes, she wants blue eyes. She doesn't want to be black no more.
Yeah, so I guess white superiority, right? You put that?
Yeah.
Because obviously, if she wants to be white, if you're treated white, you're gonna be treated better, right?
Better, basically. More
So-
quality.
White superiority. So I guess what else can we put for Picola? Why does race play in Picola's life? What else? She wants to be white
She wants to be.
to fit in.
She wants to fit in. Yes. She wants her suffering to end.
Fit in. Good one. Fitting in. All right. What did you say there, Abraham?
She wants her. Basically, her. That. She wants her. Basically, she doesn't want to be hurt no more.
Doesn't want to be hurt anymore.
She doesn't want to be damaged. She wants her
No
her struggles to go away.
more suffering, right?
Yes.
All right, so I guess we can say Picola, she wants to be seen as blue eyes. She wants to be seen through blue eyes, so she's not bullied anymore. She's not treated differently from other people. She just wants to be treated right, correct?
Correct.
So the role that race plays in the bluest eye, what would the main idea revolve around? Because the bluest eye, the role that race plays.
She just wanted to be free.
She just wanted to be free. Good. But why? What made her not feel free? What made her not feel free?
She was always being bullied. She was being abused.
Bullied, abused, she was black.
Yes.
But what else? She kind of referred to her oftenly. Didn't she see herself as ugly looking?
Ugly,
right?
yes.
So ugly looking. And blue eyes. So, race. We get African American. We got treatment because she's black and she thinks she's ugly. White superiority. She wants to be white. She wants to have blue eyes so she can be seen different. She wants to fit in. No more suffering. She wants to feel free. Like mentioned earlier, she thinks she's ugly looking and she wants blue eyes. So with that said, that concludes our section of the role that race plays